Okay, hey, my name is Kara. I'm going to be doing my skeletal muscle exam again. My video is right there, so I keep looking over there. But yeah, so this is my frontal bone. This is your parietal bone, which is the two sides of your head right here. Your temporals, which are right by your ears, and then your occipital bones are in the back right here. Then you have your right here at the lower end of your eyes is your spectamon bones, and then your abdomen bone is right like inside like your nose area. Then you have your nasal bone, which is like the considered like the bridge of your nose, so it's like right in this area. And then you have your lacrimal bones, which is kind of the side, so kind of in this area. And then your maximal bone is all right here at the top of your jaw. Then your mandible, which is obviously your jawbone, and then your zetomatic, zygomatic, zygomatic bone are your also known as your cheekbones, and then your palatine bones is kind of like inside of your or no, that's your internasal quadrant is in the inside of your bone or the inside of your nose area. And then the palatal is kind of like inside of like your throat. Also, your hatima bone is at the very top of your throat, so it's like right under your larynx bone. So your hiatal bone is right there at the top of your throat. Then you have your shoulder blades back here in the back, and then you have your clavicle or your collarbone. Then you have your sternum, which is this big part right here, and then your ribs. Then, whenever you are talking about like parts of the vertebrae, you have your cervical up at the very top, and then your thoracic is kind of this big middle area, and then the lumbar area, and then sacrum area, and then your coxal bone, which is kind of like like near your butt, and that's the very end of it. Going on to the arms, you have your humerus, which is your big bone up here at the top. Then you have your radius, which is on the side with your thumb, and then your ulna, which is the other one. And whenever we start talking about hands, I'll move this a little closer if I can get it, just so I can show you. Now we're gonna do the hand. So this is your carpal. Let me get where you can see me. This is your carpal or your wrist is what you would say, and then you have all these little bones within them. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah. So then right here you're gonna have your calvoid, and then your linnet bone, and then your pleciform or your triangular bone, and then underneath that is your pleciform bone, and then you have your trapezoid bone, your trapezium, and then your trapezoid bone. Beside of that, your capillate, and then your hemate bone, and then your metatarsals, which is kind of this area, which would also be your palm. Then you have your phalanges, which are your fingers or like your digits, depending on what you want to call them. Then you have your proximal, which is at, closer to your palm, and then your intermediate, which is right there in the middle, and then your distal, which is furthest away. Then moving on to the hip bones. These are your hip bones. Put this up so you can see. Your hip bones, your ilium, or these outer layers right here. Then your pubic is this middle layer, which is what connects it, and then your ilium, or your this is the ilium, and then your pubic, and then your ischium, are these lower bones are here with the loops. Moving on to the legs, my thing's turned around. This first big part is the humerus, and then your patella, which is also your knee bone, and then you have your This is your tibia, which there's two parts that make up this. Your tibia and then your fibula is right beside of that. Then we're moving on into the ankle or the foot, and then you have your tarsal, which is your ankle bone, which is going to be right here at the top. Then you have your cancellus, which is the heel of your foot or the ball of your foot. And then your talus is also helps make up the top of your foot. In there, you have this big one right here to this. So it's so hard to show you. This big one to the side is your navicular bone, and then your medial is underneath. Your medial conform bone is down, and then your intermediate, this is just kind of making your intermediate goes over, so your medial, and then your intermediate, and then the lateral. So they are all beside each other. And then you have your coccygeal bone, which is on the side of your foot. And then you have your metatarsal bones, which is kind of like the medium section of bone in your foot. And then your metatarsal bones are all parts of your feet, like your toes area, but not quite at your toes, because your toes would be called like your phalanges, just like your fingers would be, and then or your digits. And there's also the different sections of those. But yeah, that's all the parts of the body. Thanks.